Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 is moving along, and at the beginning of this year, there really wasn't much going on. Now that we're at that halfway point, it's almost overwhelming how much news and leaks we're getting. And today we have a bunch of leaks and news to cover, so let's just go and get right into it. So we have some leaks and news to get into today, but before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. We only need a little over 500 subscribers and we will have 10,000. And when we hit 10,000, that means we're pretty much as big as Mr. Beast, so that's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. So I mean, it's really no secret that there's a Nintendo Direct this month. Nintendo has said that, but Nintendo Direct next week, date leaked by Spanish Insider. A humble insider known in the Spanish community and called Mr. Dry has talked about the date of the Nintendo Direct on Twitter, dropping that it will be June 11th. And I guess he's got some stuff right about Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and Resident Evil. I mean, this does make me happy seeing this, right? But it's like you could have picked any week in June that wasn't this week, and you probably had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So June 11th, that's awesome. I believe that is Tuesday. Oh man. I'm actually going to be on a plane next Tuesday. This always freaking happens. Every time I travel, there's like a Direct or a Pokemon presentation or something. I might have to buy the Wi-Fi on the plane to try to watch this Direct. And then as soon as I get to the Airbnb, make a video about my reaction. So this is arguably the last Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch. So what are we gonna get? Well, there's one game that I'm like 99.9% sure we're going to get, because this game always comes out pretty much every 4 years. And it's a Mario game. And a Sonic game? Mario and Sonic? Oh my god! I'm talking about the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. Every single time there's the Olympics, well, there's Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. These games get a bad rap, but I actually enjoy them. I don't think they're that bad. But the 2024 Paris Olympics are going to be here, I think, like next month. Even though these games are kind of cut and dry and we know what we're going to get, I feel like we could get something pretty cool this time. Maybe a little bit more innovation. Like, I'm a huge fan of skateboarding. I've been skateboarding like 20 plus years. I'm not sure if they put skateboarding in the last Sonic and Mario Olympics game, because that was the first time skateboarding was in the Olympics, but if they put it in this time, that would be pretty cool, and I think there's a couple other things. So I think as far as Mario and Sonic Olympic games go, this one would be pretty cool. But ladies and gentlemen, we actually have another insight into what could be coming, and this is coming from Nintendo themselves. So I've pulled up trademarks that are currently pending from Nintendo. So these are not abandoned, canceled, or registered. These are pending trademarks. Nintendo 2DS, and I think I've seen 3DS on here as well. Maybe that can come to Nintendo Switch Online or something like that. I don't know. Nintendo Superstar Store. Nintendo announced that there's going to be a new Nintendo store, I think, on the West Coast. So maybe that's that. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, that just came out. I don't know what Pokepark is. This is a minecart thing for the Nintendo World in Japan, I think. Mario Motors, a retail store. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I'm like 90% sure this is going to be shown off at the Nintendo Direct. And that makes me pretty happy. Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, that could be shown off. This is pending. Dude, Mario Kart cough syrup and cough drops? Imagine having a fever like 105 and knowing we have modern medicine to be able to help you. That's basically a miracle. But your parents are gamers and they're like, no. You're going to take Mario Kart cough drops and you're going to be fine. Well, rest in peace. NES Remix, I think this would be a great addition to the Switch. I think there's NES Remix and Remix 2. I think that would be cool games to port over. And with having the NES World Championship game, I feel like this could be shown off at the Direct. Dude, what if we get Wind Waker clothes? Look, clothing, polo shirts, sweatshirts. That would be sick. This is pending. Maybe they'll drop some merch with the game. So pretty much anything that has a pending trademark, I feel like we could see at this next Nintendo Direct. So what about some games we know that are confirmed for this year? PlayStation just had their State of Play, and in my opinion, I would give it a 1 out of 5. It was very, very boring. But there was one game in there that I was so excited about. Astro Bot's Playroom is the best free game of all time, one of the greatest tech demos, and a full-length Astro Bot game, that would be amazing. And now that we know that's coming, well, is this going to be free to play, or since it's a full-length game, is it going to have a full price? So as you can see right here, Astro Bot's listing is up at a Japanese retailer. It's 7,980 yen, which is the equivalent of $60. This is the same price Sackboy: A Big Adventure was when it launched. As long as this game is at least like 15 to 20 hours, I think I have no problem paying that price. It looked amazing. Now what I'm hoping for, and I'm sure we're all hoping for, is an Astro Bot themed PS5 controller. Because in the game trailer, there was like a moment where Astro Bot turned into a PS5 controller, and it looked amazing. Either way, I'm very excited about this game. In the comments below, if you have a PS5, let me know if you'll be picking this up. So my favorite home console of all time is the GameCube. I'm so nostalgic for it. I think it has one of the best libraries in gaming history. I think the games hold up incredibly well. And a game that I went and bought at the store by my house when I was little called Rhino Games. It's basically like a GameStop. I had like 10 bucks and I went in there and got something off the clearance rack. And I bought Prince of Persia Sands of Time just as a blind buy. And I took it home. And I absolutely freaking love this game. It was so damn good. So all these years later, the conversation about this game popped back up, and it was really cool to see everybody was nostalgic for this game and really enjoyed it. And we're all like, man, this would be great if this came to the modern time. Well, it is coming to the modern time. Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake gets exciting update. Ubisoft Toronto is joining the development of the remake of Prince of Persia Sands of Time. We're excited to rewind time and bring our studio's creativity, expertise, and updated tech to refresh this beloved classic with our partners. While Ubisoft Toronto hasn't been around as long as Ubisoft Montreal, the studio has had a hand in production of several major Ubisoft titles. Most notably, Ubisoft Toronto previously developed both Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, along with Watch Dogs Legion, and they are working on a remake of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. So Ubisoft takes a lot of shit for a lot of reasons, and a lot of those reasons are justified. But one thing that I think they do is make pretty decent games. All the other stuff on the back end, like microtransactions and whatever else, I understand that, but I actually really enjoy their games. And a great thing is they often go on sale like 2 weeks later, half price, so it is what it is. This makes me very happy. Far Cry 5, I enjoyed it. It's my first Far Cry game. I absolutely loved it. I went online and turns out people hated it. Far Cry 6, I bought it on sale, and while the game looked beautiful, I got pretty bored and quit after like 5 hours. But if this is a team that's actually working on this game, that actually makes me pretty happy. What's a new Prince of Persia game called? Prince of Persia? I can't think right now. I could look it up, but I can't think. The new 2D Prince of Persia game that came out. In my opinion, that game was actually pretty decent. So, a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake? It all sounds very promising to me. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this information? We went over quite a few things today, and 2024 is actually starting to look like a pretty cool year in gaming. Down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could. We are growing on both platforms, and I want to say thank you so much. But you should follow me on both platforms so we can grow even more. And you guys, let me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.